since I went live in the morning after writing my MB102 exam, I have received a lot of chats from people asking questions, and I've been providing answers since morning. So I decided to just make this information public to people, just so you that is watching this session now will know where to go for information, because information, they say, is power, right? So people that are starting off their career, sometimes you want to see like take exams. There's some people don't even know which to write first before taking the next one. Some people jump to maybe associate exams. Some people want to attempt to write expert exams, and people really do not know where to check and to track what next they are supposed to take. And that's the essence of this brief live session we're going to have now. And it's just going to be about how do you navigate the system to know how the exams are arranged based on based on where you are targeting as a person, right? And then you see what to take first and then what to take next. So there's what is called Microsoft Certification Poster, right? So if you go to your web and then you type in become Microsoft certified, you will see the certification poster, which I'm going to show you in this event, right? So that you can see where to go search for this certification, then put them in line and then see how you want to program your activity to fit into where this event, I mean, these exams are. But if you are watching here, not on YouTube, I would encourage you to please check my YouTube channel. I've actually done a lot of things that speak to that, right? And then if you are here on LinkedIn, you can just drop a comment just in case you need the link to the YouTube channel, right? And if you're on Facebook, also you want to ask for the link to the YouTube. Basically, if you search with Joseph Afesu from either of these platforms, it's really to find me. And one other thing we are trying to do, a Pillars Concept training, is for us to see how we can also stream to people who watch TikTok, just so they can learn and then see how to make their life better. So instead of just clicking through your TikTok, just flipping through, that will never end, right? Sometimes it's also good that you stumble into things that you're going to learn, and that's why I'm trying to see how I can build my TikTok to 1,000 so that I can reach more people and then go live and do a lot of things that will relate to people. So if you are not following me on TikTok, I want to plead with you to support by going to TikTok to search for Joseph Afesu, and then you can follow me or follow back definitely. And that's because we want to start broadcasting to those channels, right? So please just try to follow. But what's the essence of today's conversation really is about how to prepare, I mean, what exam to take in terms of Microsoft certification. So that said, I'm just going to quickly share my screen briefly, and then I will walk you through the stages, the exams that you need to program, the ones that you can take parallelly across the board. So what's there is, sometimes I tell people that if you are new to something, right, you may need to test like varieties of them before you can decide to choose a brand, right? Let's say, for example, you don't take soft drinks. So you need to at least have tasted one, two, three, and then now say, hey, this is my brand. I prefer this, right? So you may want to just test around the technologies, which is fine, right? But when you want to do that from the elementary part, which is the fundamentals, the 900s. So when we get in now, you're going to see what I'm talking about. So I will share my screen now, just so the talk is not very long, right? So I'm coming to my entire screen and I'm sharing my screen. I'm just going to share this, right? And then I'll come to, I want to believe that my screen is visible. This is the certification poster, right? But I will show you how to get here. So you just come to your web browser and you search for, just type become Microsoft certified. Then it will just come up like this. You just hit it, and then when you do, you're going to see this, that is ake.ms, http.ake.ms, train SATL poster. So you just click on that. So when you do that, you're going to see this PDF, like React PDF you can download from here, right? So what you do, it may not be very obvious to you, right? So what I will do now is you just see that we have categories. We have infrastructure, the data and AI category. We also have the digital application and innovation category. Then we'll have the modern workplace or modern work, and then we have the business applications part of it. So what we do, I will just zoom in a bit. So before I zoom in, you can see like the first I will draw here a bit here. So you will see that the first line here is about the fundamentals. So this is what I was talking about when I said if you want to go through like a particular angle of it, just to see the look and feel of how it looks like. What is Azure? How does it look like if you want to just try Azure fundamentals? If it is something that you like, then you want to progress by going into maybe trying to come to say, okay, can I try the administrator, right? And then if administrator suits you so well that you understand the system, then the next thing you want to do is maybe you want to go for solution architect. So this is fundamental, right? And then this is administrator, and then this is an expert exam, right? So you just want to go for solution architect. Then you can also go to networking and then look at it. Then when you are doing this hybrid 808, so the 881 will actually give you the modern workplace administrator, right? I think it's no enterprise administrator. 800 plus 801 give you enterprise admin. So if you want to continue in that trend, you can also come here to look at the specialty certifications, which are the Azure for SAP workload specialty, and then Azure virtual desktop specialty, right? So that's how it looks. But I would just advise that if you are coming in new, right, you may just want to check the fundamental for AZ9. If you want to also try AI, so the 100 where you hear about responsible AI, optical character recognition, and stuffs around that, right? Classification, clustering. So you actually learn them here. And so if it is something that suits you, then again you can go down to trying to look for the Azure AI engineer associate. But then I would say that if you are a data person, also maybe you want to try the Azure data fundamentals, and then from there you can also check if you want to go into the modern workplace. You can try the Microsoft 365 fundamentals, which is the MS 900. And then coming here, you will see the Dynamics 365 CRM, the MB910. And then you have this one, Dynamics 365 Fundamental ERP, right? And then you have the Power Platform Fundamentals, and then you have the Security Compliance and Identity Fundamentals. So basically, all the fundamental exam are 900s, apart from this one here that is 0, Dynamic CRM, and then 920, which is Dynamic ERP, right? Apart from that, others are 900. So we just want to, so if your interest is speaking to Azure infrastructure, you may just want to check the Azure fundamental. And then, but if that's not your thing, if you prefer to go the AI route, you are in the era of AI, you can start from Azure AI fundamental, and it blends with you very well. Continuing that, and it's very lucrative and demanding field, especially of this AI era, right? So you can try the Azure and Azure AI engineer, and then if you finish that, you may just want to come into data scientist associate, and then you can also try the database Azure database administrator associate, which is DP300. So this also you can come here and check for Azure Cosmos DB developer. It's a specialty exam, right? That is if you are interested in AI and data, right? So, but if you strictly again looking into data, like data, right, you can come here, Azure Data Fundamentals, and then you go into Power BI Data Analyst Associate, then you can go to Bricks Engineer Associate, and then you can come again to Fabric Data Engineer Associate, which is 700. So for now, there is no specialty in that angle. So if you are a person that wants to go into the digital apps and innovation, so you want to check Azure Developer Associate, DevOps Engineer, and then that should be about two there. But I would say that if you want to take this part, this Azure Data Engineer, just it's not a requirement, but just my recommendation that you try to get the Azure, I mean, Administrator Associate, which is the AZ104 before coming into the DevOps as I mean, the DevOps engineer, right? Because I know that that will be useful to you here. If you don't have that, you may be able to pass this, but you struggle more because you don't have the administration, experience, right? So, coming on to my own area, which is the modern work, right? So you may just want to try the MS 900 first, which is going to like expose you to the Microsoft 365 fundamentals. So really, Microsoft 365 fundamentals is very, very important because it is going to give you like everything, like the basic idea you need to really, go deep into what will be there in your later experience, right, with the cloud technologies as a whole. So now, if you look at this, after taking the MS 365 fundamentals, I don't really advise people to jump into the next one here. So the way this one flows for me may be a bit different. So the endpoint administrator associate requires a lot of experience. So I would advise people come here to take Teams Administrator Associate, which is the MS 700. For this, there are no specialty exams in that category yet. So you may just want to take the Microsoft Teams Administrator Associate. I've taken the exam, I've done renewal for about 3 times now. So I've had it over 3 years ago. So I know how sweet it is. So you can start with this if you are coming to modern workplace. Then you can go to collaboration communication systems engineer. I wrote this last year and I see it's nice, sweet. So before you can think of coming to MS 102, so you can actually, after taking the MS 700, right, you may want to leave 721. 721 is just focused on voice. It's part of the Teams Administrator Associate. So before you take this 721, I would advise that you would have taken the Teams Administrator Associate first. Then before taking this, it will really be stressful if you just jump to take this, especially if you are new, it may give you a lot of headache. But if you start from Teams Administrator Associate and then you quickly jump onto 721, the Collaboration Communication System Engineer Associate, it will be better, right? And then you can come on to Administrator Expert, which is the MS 102. Now, if you write only MS 102, it will only be an examination badge. So it will not be like a how do I call it, a certification. So it will require you to get I think it is with this, right? And then I think with some SC certification, maybe 300 or so before you can add the expert patch. But you can really go through things. It's simple, and then you can come to take MS 102 and you can become an expert in the Micro 365 space. And then you can also take the MD 102. So if I show you a flow of how I've taken these exams myself, I did not take the MS 900 because I had already had AZ 900 that looks more like the MS 900, even though there are some things that are not not there, right? There in MS 900, which are there in AZ 900, and some that are here in MS 900 that are not there in the AZ 900. However, this is just fundamental, but it is very important if you are starting. But for this, the way I wrote them, I took the Teams Administrator Associate first, and then I took the, I think, no, I came to take the Administrator Expert, that is MS 102. So when I was done, and I came to take the Collaboration Communication Systems Engineer, and then before I came up here to take the Endpoint Administrator Associate today, which is one of the reasons why I'm jumping on this microphone to really show people how to navigate all these um, explanation, right? So if you are going for Dynamics again, you want to go for Dynamics. So I think the only one I've written here is this one, the Dynamics 365 Fundamental CRM. Yeah, right? So you can check how it flows. I cannot really see, but I'm sure that it's going to be interesting. How many are there in the Dynamics space? The CRM space, we have the Dynamics customers for the MB230, MB700, MB240, and then this one, Customer Experience Analyst Associate. Okay, so for the ERP, also you have, you can also check through whichever works for you. And then for the data platform, right? The data platform here, Power Platform Fundamental Consultant Associate. After starting with the Power Platform Fundamental, I've not written any of these ones, right? which maybe in the future. Then before this, so the way this works is different. I'm taking the SC 900, so I will advise that you want to start from security, you want to start from SC 900, right? So when you take SC 900, how this will flow better for you is for you to come to, you to come to SC 300, okay? We'll come to SC 300. When you are done with SC 300, which is identity and access administrator, you may want to come to. So this is a very new one. It's also in beta state, right? And then you may want to take this one is getting retired. I think in May, right? So it's getting retired. If you want to write it, you better write it down for vanishes because 401, the information security administrator associate X. I mean, beta state is going to replace the 401, right? So I was trying to say the flow, how it will work better. I mean, the way I would recommend it, I've written SC 900. So after SC 900, so what I did was to take SC 300 and then I took SC 400. And then when you leave that, maybe you want to go for SC 200, right? So when you are done with that, you may now want to go for AZ 500 before going for the SC 100, because as small as the number is, it's a very bulky exam. So that said, another thing that I must say here today is, if you want to go through to see the content of the course, all you just need to do is to click on top of the certification poster, and then it just load and take you to the content of the course that you need to take, right? And then to show you the content in terms of the modules that you need to study, Microsoft security, compliance, and identity, and all of these down. This will be the part of things I explained in the morning. But yeah, so after taking all of these modules, then you take the practice assessment, and it is recommended that you should at least be scoring 80% on multiple attempts before you can feel comfortable to go for that exam. But really, what I'm trying to show you is the certification poster, right? So you can really do well by going through this to see how it works, right? So if you see how it works and you see what speaks to your interest, of course, you can decide to go for that. So that's how to plan your flow of certification. And because of the questions I've received, I've decided to bring this to your notice, right? So I want to stop sharing my screen. So I want to believe that this was interesting and educating to those who would like to follow through the stages or the steps that I involved. When there are questions, you may want to reach out to me. I will respond to you in this regard. And then if you have not followed me on YouTube, then if you've not subscribed to my channel on YouTube, you may want to do that. I just want to share my screen again and show you my YouTube channel, right? So I go to YouTube, right, so that you know where to follow me. So this is my channel. Can you come up quickly? So this is my channel, currently having 900 subscribers, right? So I have a lot of videos for you that you may want to check out, right? So in my videos, I have over 200 videos already, springing across different fields, the fields of AI, the field of security, the field of Microsoft Teams, and a lot, right? So you may just want to check them out and see how they speak to your interest. The aim is to help, right? So you may want to follow me on TikTok, my account, right? So you can just search for my name on TikTok and you'll find me, right? So that is maybe that link is open, whatever, but that is how you can find me on TikTok. Remember that the reason I'm asking you to follow me on TikTok is because I want to hit the 1,000 mark so that I can also share valuable content to people on TikTok as well. You can see I have 250, right? But just don't follow. Don't worry, I'm going to follow as soon as I see that you're following. Yeah, this number is not just followed, and I need to just calm down and follow them also. That's how it is for this evening. So I may just be waiting for your questions, and where there are any, you can push them to me, and I'll definitely be happy to respond to your questions. So thank you very much, everyone, and I hope you're going to have a beautiful evening or morning or afternoon, depending on where you are. So peace.